Buongiorno, buonasera, benvenuti amici. Welcome, my friends. My name is Vincenzo, and welcome to my channel. And this beautiful channel is Fountain Pen Therapy. And yes, I'm happy. I'm happy, and enthusiastic. It's that time of the year, ladies and gentlemen, where Fountain Pen Therapy looks back at the year 2025 and grants its annual awards. Now, for all of these awards, we'll list some nominees, choose top 3, and obviously declare the ultimate winners. So without any further ado, here are my nominees, top 3, and the ultimate winners of the 2025 Italian Pen of the Year. Allora, benvenuti. Shall we speak in Italian, given the object of this video? I might throw in a few Italian words here and there just to keep it culturally relevant, as they say. Having said that, I got some beautiful Italian pens. They're just staring at me. It's like candy here. And, you know, I've got to admit, Italian pens are expensive. They're not getting cheaper. There's a lot of variety out there, some great pen makers, some of which I'm more fond of than others, let's just say. I've not been very fond of Leonardo, unfortunately, for all kinds of reasons, but, you know, trying to make it up to myself and to the viewers. You know, Delta is subjectively speaking, you know, my favorite pen maker, Italian pen maker. That's why I think this year I've decided not to do an Italian pen maker award, just because I know I would declare Delta the winner, and I think it's just too subjective, too personal for me to be able to be objective, so I'm going to leave that out, and I'll let you guys decide who is the best Italian pen maker. And I don't think I've bought enough pens to be able to judge that in any event, just because they're so expensive. But I am looking at it, quite a bit of few here, and again, the process is I'm going to show you all of the Italian pens worthy of mention that I've acquired or reviewed during the year. And then from that, you know, larger sample, I've chosen my top 12. Then we will do some writing samples, whittle it down to the top 3, and I will declare my Italian pen of the year for 2025. Of course, it's mine and only mine. This is meant to be a lot of fun. I could not have purchased all of the Italian pens, needless to say. There's a lot of them out there that I wish I could and that I haven't. And it's, you know, it's relative. It's a lot of fun. It's fountain pen therapy for all of us. But I hope it will be entertaining and enjoyable. And, you know, let me know what was your Italian pen of the year this year, if any. And we can share that, and maybe I can use your comments and your appreciations for an eventual acquisition in the years to come. So without any further ado, let's look at the larger sample of Italian pens for 2025. Be right back. Go to my overhead camera. So here's the eye candy, folks. See, these are essentially the Italian pens acquired or reviewed in 2025. Let's go through them. I've got a couple of Deltas here. This is the Delta Napoli that was gifted to me. We'll get into that. This is the Delta Reservoir with that huge reservoir. This is the Montegrappa Taversium. I've got a few Omas pens here. This is the Omas Ogaiva Espresso. I've got a vintage Omas 5 Extra. I've got the Omas D-Day vintage pen. I have a Pineider. I reviewed the Pineider La Bellezza Tiger Eye in 2024, but this one was purchased in 2025. It's a different model and a different nib. Two Auroras. Actually, I had 3. One of them is in repair, and I haven't gotten it back. The other one was the Optima, Aurora Optima Nero, but I don't have it to show it to you. I have this Aurora Flex Nib. I have this Talentum. I have this Stipula Etruria. This actually was purchased in Italy in 2024, but I have not reviewed it yet, so I will throw it in the mix. It may actually be reviewed by the time this video gets published. We shall see. There is the Visconti Voyageur, the Opera Master Visconti. I have a Santini Boreal. I have a series of Leonardos. I have a Leonardo. I'm not sure what they call this again, but I will get it to you if it does make the top 12. But this is just a Leonardo. I didn't have any official name, I think, but nothing, something obscure. I just forget now. That's a Leonardo. But what's special about that is that has that Le Fenice number 6 gold nib. This is the one of the Leonardo Ebonite pens. Again, special about it is that it has number 6 steel nib, a number 8 steel nib, which is fabulous. And this is my prize of the year. And no, spoilers alert, it will make my top 12. This is the Leonardo Sottobosca, just recently acquired, and it's got the number 8 La Fenice gold nib, and that's why it's special. The Furore, I acquired it in 2025. It's a pen that's been in the market for quite a while, but this one in particular was purchased by me, I believe, and reviewed in 2025, so I've included it in the list. There is this Radius Settimo, which was acquired in 2024, but I've yet to review it, or it may perhaps be reviewed by the time this video gets published, so I thought I'd include it in my 2025 list. And then, of course, I have this beautiful, brand new, I didn't acquire it yet, but it's in my possession, waiting to be purchased, but having reviewed it for Scribo, and it's the new Scribo Flow. So there you have the larger sampling, and from this, we will go to my 12 nominees and do a writing sample. Be right back. Okay, so we're back. Before we get to the actual writing samples and my 12 nominees, I did want to mention the parameters. For those of you who have not watched any other of the awards, here's what I did. Is I created an Excel sheet. I looked at originality and design, first of all, and then I looked at build quality in terms of whether the pens post, if they're piston fillers, they have ink windows, what does the clip do, how's the threading in terms of how everything is integrated. I then, of course, look at the nib and have given it quite a bit of importance. The overall writing experience of the pen, which is important, I think, to sometimes it's not the individual parts and features, it's the overall feel that can heavily weigh on an opinion of the pen. The materials that are used, and some of the Italian pens use just stellar materials. The filling mechanism is also a factor. It takes a lot more expense and effort to create a vacuum filler or a piston filler than it does a cartridge converter. Some may argue that, over whether one system is better than the other for cleaning purposes, etc. But it's got to weigh in terms of the overall quality of the pen. And then the price, they're all pretty expensive, but price did play a minor role, in terms of at least some of the pens that came to me at a lesser price. So there's some premium there, especially if it has some of the other characteristics. So those are essentially the parameters I've used. There could have been others, and I'm sure you could have added in all kinds of other things, but those are the ones I used. I compiled an Excel sheets and then added everything up and saw where things stood. And here are my 12 nominees. So let's get to it. We'll do some writing here and show you what those 12 pens are. Okay, so we're all set. Let's just close up a little more so you can appreciate these beautiful pens. Number 12 is this Visconti. It's a vintage I would say, a Visconti Voyageur that I acquired at excellent price at an auction. Springy clip, but not that classic Visconti clip that we're used to, that is an homage to the Ponte Vecchio in Florence, but just a beautiful pen with great resin and just an absolutely luscious 18 karat nib. So this is the Visconti Voyageur. The nib is the Visconti 18 karat, and it's a medium nib. And this pen is just a wonderful addition to my collection. I can tell you, it's fairly light, especially when compared to some of the other offerings from Visconti, like the Homo sapiens and the Opera Master, which are huge, very heavy pens. This resin makes it very light, very nice. It's a cartridge converter, just a beautiful pen, very nice. So that's number 12. Number 10, and I was struggling for the name of this pen, and I knew that it wasn't one of their classic models. They refer to it as the Felice Blue. So that's the Leonardo Felice Blue, and one of the main reasons why this pen has made the list. I mean, the overall look of the pen there's nothing there overly outstanding, but that nib certainly is. So I forgot to mention, this is number 12, and this is my number 11, is this Leonardo Felice Blue. And the nib is a number 6, 14 karat La Fenice nib. And let me tell you, it's spectacular. And really, the nib is what interested me the most in this pen. I could have chosen that same nib in more expensive pens, but I bought this at an auction, and it was an excellent price, and I thought it was worthwhile spending that kind of money, but at a reduced rate, and to taste once and for all this 14 karat La Fenice nib, which has some characteristics, again, it's still not clear to me, of Yowo, but it's been so modified and so finely tuned that it gives it its own character. So well appreciated, Leonardo's La Fenice nib. Principal reason for that number 11. Number 10 is this. So 10 on the list is this Omas Agaiva model in the espresso finish. It has a number 14, a number 6, 14 karat gold nib, just beautiful. I believe this is a, let me just check. Does it tell me? Yeah, it's a medium nib. So it comes in medium. This pen is, worthy of the Omas recognition. Now, there's some controversy over whether or not, there is now a Omas entity that's been put in place in Italy by the original family. And, of course, this comes from another outfit, which I think operates more in North America, and how they divided up the markets is not entirely clear to me. Some people say that this is, a Chinese pen. I don't think it's a Chinese pen. I really don't. I mean, that nib is just absolutely gorgeous, and it does have the springiness of the original Omas pens, Omas nibs. So that's hats off. Beautiful resin, by the way. Beautiful gold rose trimmings. Very, very nice piston filler. Does not have an ink window, but you know what? The rest makes up for it. So Ogaiva Omas number 10. Next on my list is this beautiful baby here. This is a huge pen. This is my my Visconti Opera, but it's the Opera Master, so it's the larger version. Very hefty pen with that classic Visconti Ponte Vecchio homage clip. So number 9 is the Visconti Opera Master. With a Visconti, hesitate to call the size because it's just a little longer than a number 6, but a little shorter than a number 8. But certainly it's an 18 karat, and it's a fine nib, and it's a fine pen. Wow. Again, this is not a novelty. This model has been around for years, but it's my acquisition in 2025, and that's why it makes the list. Here you go. This is a beautiful, got beautiful resin. It's a piston filler with a vacuum filler with a double. It's got 2 reservoirs, one here, one here. Beautiful, beautiful addition. It's got that special mechanism to close it all off, and it's got that springy clip. Beautiful, beautiful pen. Glad I have it. It's a grail pen in my view. Next, let's deal with the next 4, shall we? Okay, so number 8 comes my Santini Libra Boreal model with that springy nib. Let's get to it. So number 8 is the Santini Libra Boreal, which I bought on sale, by the way, at Zaf Pens. This thing cost me $300 US, which normally, you know, it was quite a discount. The nib is an 18, it's a Santini in-house 18 karat, and it's a flex fine. So it's got a real bounce to it. Very, very nice. I got to tell you, a lot of fun to write with. It's got just that beautiful feedback that you know you're writing with a gorgeous gold nib. Very nice. Got beautiful resin, by the way, slightly transparent. It's got a variety. I love that clip. I like all the gold trimmings on this pen, and it's a nice size, nice weight, piston filler. So there you have it, Santini Libra Boreal, the number 8 on my list. Number 7 is Aurora. Aurora has quickly becoming one of my favorites, and I've met with one of the owners here in Montreal. She was visiting one of the retailers who sell the pens, or their pens, and we've agreed that next time I'm in Italy, I'm going to visit their factory and their installations. I'm looking forward to it. So number 7 is this very affordable Aurora. If you guys need to taste, I say taste, you understand what I mean, Aurora Talentum. You want to have a feel of what an Aurora pen, and especially the nib, in-house nibs from Aurora, well known, feels like and looks like. I suggest you pick up a Talentum. They're very reasonably priced, probably the lowest priced 14 karat nib pens is this Talentum. It comes in different models and colors, and get the bigger version, not the slim version, and you will be pleasantly surprised. And of course it has this Aurora 14 karat, and in this case it's a medium nib. a nib that has beautiful writing qualities, especially that gold springiness or bounce, which is, always look towards in terms of writing experience. And, this pen, you ink it up, pick it up at any time, all of these pens, and they just write. They never dry up on you. There's no issues whatsoever. And speaking of Aurora, my number 6 is this Flex pen. Now, I don't like particularly this. Let me just clean that up a little bit. I noticed some ink there. Oh, no, it's old ink. This color, there's nothing special about this resin, but it's the nib that made this pen. It's the Optima model, so it's very nicely posted. It's a piston filler with an ink window and with a beautiful nib. But what makes this pen special is the nib, because this Aurora Optima is in fact the Optima Flex. So it comes within our in-house Aurora. And in this case, is it a medium? Let me just check. Yeah, I think it's a medium. Medium Flex. Or maybe even fine. I just can't see it on the pen. But whatever it's got. Now, it's not a, huge flex on it, but it's got much more springiness and bounce than an ordinary Aurora nib. And that's what makes this pen, I think. I'm looking out for these Flex Auroras in maybe a more elaborate resin. Or maybe I might just get the nibs, because you can buy the nibs separately, which is fantastic. So that is my number 6. Beautiful, beautiful writing instrument. And Aurora is, amongst the best Italian pen makers in the world. So you can't go wrong with an Aurora. Been around for ages. Number 5 on my list is from my friends at Delta. This is a number 5. This is number 5 on my list. And this is the Delta. Wow. That nib. Reservoir. It's in this purple finish. It's got a Delta branded and Delta tuned Yowo broad nib, I think. They did something to this nib that makes it just very, very special in my view. It's actually not a broad. Is it a broad? Or is it a medium? No, it's a broad. I love this pen. Now, besides its Dolce Vita look, as I would put it, which for me is the ultimate pen model, I invite you to take a look at my Dolce Vita video when I got it, my Grail pen, and you'll see why. But, it's got these silver trimmings. But what's really special is this innovation that Delta came up with this huge reservoir as your ink, huge ink cartridge, in other words, that you can fill up, and you can have several of these filled up, and all you do is replace, because it's got a cap to it separately. They now come up with this one is metal. They've come up with one that's in acrylic or plastic, which is a lot lighter. But I like the weight that it gives this pen. It makes it more balanced, and it's a Delta finished pen. You can be assured that it is just one of my prized possessions. There you have it, number 5, my Delta Reservoir. Okay, we've gotten through that. Let's look at my number 4. I'm going to put number 4 here so that I can put number 3 on the next, the last 3 on the next page. Now, my number 4 is this Leonardo Ebonite pen, and I forget the name of the finish. Maybe I have it somewhere not too far away. Yeah, no, there's. I think it's just ebonite. It's a Momento Zero Grande 2.0. Okay, so number 4 on the list, and we've seen these pens before. That is the Momento Zero. So number 4 is the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande 2.0 ebonite. Now, what makes it special and why it's number 4 is the nib, ladies and gentlemen. It has a number 8 steel, and in this case, it is a fine or a medium. It's a fine. An absolute work of art, this nib is. Now, is it a Bach nib? Tuned by Leonardo. So Leonardo Pen Therapy. I'm not sure, but it has this wonderful, wonderful spring to it. It flows perfectly. Look at this. I mean, this is fine. No hard starts. And what's nice about it's got this sailor-like feedback. It almost feels like I'm writing with my King of Pens. It's a piston filler, Momento Zero does. This is a 2.0, so it does have the ink window. Beautiful ebonite finish. And I think that what Leonardo's managed to do is all of a sudden this Momento Zero Grande, if you want it, you can buy it with a number 6 Yowo nib. Nothing special about it for roughly $250. You can add to it a gold nib, which will run you $500, $600. But this is in between. For like $350, you can get that number 8 steel nib, not a gold nib, because the gold nib will cost you $1,000. Number 8 will, that La Fenice. But this one, so it's in between. I think and I'm just wondering if the Chinese pen market had something to say, because the Chinese pen market's got all these beautiful number 8 steel nibs. And now Leonardo's got one. And there's not many other companies that have pens with a number 8 steel nib. There's Gravitas, and as far as I know, and Leonardo. So there you have it. Very, very nice addition from Leonardo. It made my number 4. Okay, so let's take a brand new, fresh page here. And here are my top 3. Drum roll, please. Okay. Number 3 is this. This is a very special pen for me. This is a Delta, no surprise. Delta, they call it the Delta Napoli. In Naples, it's my region where I was born. It's a Delta original pen. It's got all kinds of things going for it here. It's got beautiful trimmings, a different clip, a very nice finial, very different, beautiful design, very original. And what's so special about this pen is the fact that it was being sold. It was an exclusive for Goulet Pens. Goulet Pens does not deliver to my address, and I mentioned that during one of my recaps, and one of my viewers, and she knows who she is, offered to buy the pen and send it to me gratis, free of charge, as a gift to me and to my channel. Well appreciated. I think it deserves a number 3 because not only because of its quality and its the fact that it's Delta and I love Delta, but also because it's very special in my heart. So, and look at this thing. I mean, it's just gorgeous. And if you're going to get a Yowo nib, get those elastic nibs. They're called them flex just because it just gives you a lot more character. So number 3, look at this. I mean, it just writes so beautifully. Number 3 is the Delta Napoli. And the nib is a Delta branded number 6 Yowo. And I think it's the fine flex or elastic fine. I'm not sure which is the right description. But this pen has got a lot of spring to it, this nib, I should say. It writes beautifully. The pen is So well balanced. Really, really nice. I believe it's a piston filler. No, it's not. Let me just check. No, it's a cartridge converter, but it's got such great balance and style, and typical of Delta, and it looks like one of those Delta expensive pens, and it runs around $350. I think it was going for at the time that this viewer purchased it for me. So, what a great gift. I mean, very nice. It's got this beautiful resin, very ornate. It has all the classic spots and Naples on the finial, on the center band. Very, very nice. Special to my heart. Comes from where I was born. So number 3 on the list. Number 2. Well, number 2, it's not my pen yet. As the viewers may know, this number 2, oh God, what a writing instrument, is the Scribo Flow. And the nib is a 14 karat Field of Flex fine nib with that just beautiful spring to it. It's a flex nib that you can write every day with, because a little more than just bounce, it's got a lot of spring to it. And the reason why I say, and it's this beautiful ebonite, and it's got, I forget now how many facets, 20, 21, I forget now. Hugely, you can see all the little facets on it. Well done by Scribo. Another work of art. And it was sent to me for review purposes. I need to return this pen in due course unless I buy it. And Luca at Scribo has offered a generous discount. I still got a month to go, and I might decide to pull the trigger, as they say. We shall see. But nonetheless, it is number 2 on my list, the Scribo Flow. There you have it. Beautiful writing instrument. And ready for number 1, folks. Yes, much maligned and ignored by this channel, Leonardo. I just have to, tip my hat to Leonardo, because this pen is, to me, grail-like. It's a Momento Zero Grande 2.0, so nothing overly special there, but it's got this beautiful resin. It reminds you of the old celluloid vintage pens. It's called Sottobosco. It's the Momento Zero Grande model, which to me is probably the ideal size for a pen. It's got that springy clip with the round ball. It's got that, well-known triple center band. It is a piston filler. It has an eye window, an ink window, I should say, now in their new versions. But the pièce de résistance of this pen is this Le Fenice number 8, 14 karat, I believe. Where is it? 18 karat, and I forget now. Yeah, 14 karat Le Fenice nib, number 8. This nib is spectacular, folks. Number 1. It's the Leonardo. You can't hear it. Momento Zero Grande 2.0 Sottobosco. And the nib is the Leonardo La Fenice number 8, 14 karat. And my understanding is that this nib is as close as it comes to an in-house nib. There may be some portions of the process that is outsourced, and then the rest gets done. It's still unclear to me. One day maybe I'll get the full explanation, but I think you consider this La Fenice number 8, 14 karat nib as an in-house nib. And it is amongst, if not my smoothest nib, gold nib in any event. And it's probably the only pen that I think I will always ink with black ink. It is just the black ink and the flow and the look of this pen go together. Just a beautiful, beautiful pen. And I have to tip off my hat to Leonardo. There it is, my number one Fountain Pen Therapies 2025 Pen of the Year, Italian Pen of the Year, the Momento Zero Grande 2.0 Sottobosco by Leonardo. There you have it. So that's it, folks. You have it. You have it from the Fountain Pen Therapy Studios. We have declared the nominees. We have chosen our top 3, and we have declared the winner. I hope you've enjoyed that, folks. I hope you enjoyed that. Please stay tuned. Lots more to come on this channel. Lots more to come on this channel. 2025 was a great year, and I suspect that 2026 will be nothing short of another great year. I wish you all the best for these holidays and for the upcoming new year. And you know what, folks? What it's all about, it's Fountain Pen Therapy. This is a channel that focuses on passion, on happiness, joy in what we as fanatics or enthusiasts have, these little writing analog instruments that provide so much energy and so much enthusiasm to our daily lives. And I celebrate it, this energy, with all of you. Grazie molto. Please subscribe and enjoy. Ciao.